Very warm welcome. Now I request our Senior Advocate and Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha, Mr. P. Wilson, to deliver his felicitation.
Honorable Mr. Justice K.V. Viswanathan, Judge Supreme Court of India, Hon'ble Mr. Justice Sanjay Vijay Kumar Gagapurwala, Chief Justice of Madras High Court, Honorable Justice S. Vaidyanathan, Honorable Justice R. Mahadevan, Honorable Judges of Madras High Court who are present here, through P.S. Amalraj, Chairman, Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, Mr. Prabhakaran, Senior Advocate and Vice Chairman, Bar Council of India, through Shanmugasundaram, Advocate General, other members of the Bar Council, respected office bearers, other office bearers who are present here, Additional Advocate General, dignitaries, other dignitaries who are present here, senior advocates, members of the press, media, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is indeed a privilege to felicitate the son of the soil, Honorable Mr. Justice K.V. Viswanathan. His Lordship was born in Pollachi, I have to say this again, and completed his legal education in Coimbatore. His Lordship then enrolled in Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, which was said by Mr. Amalraj. Therefore, let there be no doubt that he is a judge from this bar and Delhi cannot claim exclusivity over him. Amalraj has exhibited a lot of evidences. I have known Justice Viswanathan from the days of the Tansy case in 2001 before the Madras High Court. He was then assisting through K.K. Venugopal, Senior Advocate, and I was assisting through K.B. Venkatapati, former Advocate General of Tamil Nadu, who was appointed as a Special Public Prosecutor by the Madras High Court for this particular case. Even though we were on opposite sides, I was awestruck by his intellect, sincerity and dedication, which was apparent with how he was thoroughly prepared and ably assisted through K.K. Venugopal in a complex and sensitive case. I am really surprised today he was remembering all the exhibits that were marked and recalling how the proceedings went on for so many days. Over the years, I have had the privilege and pleasure of appearing alongside and sometimes against Justice K.V. Viswanathan in few cases. He was one of those rare members of the bar against whom not a single lawyer or a judge would have anything negative to say. He is known as a person of high intellect, impeccable integrity and a thorough gentleman at the bar. He has an immense respect for the rule of law and the institution, which makes him a perfect fit as a judge of the Supreme Court. Justice K.V. Viswanathan was designated as a senior counsel in 2009 and appointed as Additional Solicitor General of India by the Union Government in 2013. In fact, Judge would remember I was also an Additional Solicitor General for Southern States at that point of time. So I can say from the first-hand experience that as a law officer, Justice K.V. Viswanathan was exemplary. Though he defended the Union tooth and nail, he was fair to the opponents and always stuck to the merits of the case and never got personal. In fact, he was forceful but pleasant. That is an important quality for all law officers to imbibe from Justice Viswanathan. His Lordship is an outstanding jurist and his eminence in the legal profession is best exemplified by the number of prominent cases in which he has been appointed as amicus curiae by the Supreme Court. His Lordship has been contributing to the march of the constitutional law, notably in the spheres of individual liberty and self-determination. Notably, he represented the Internet Freedom Foundation, an organization dedicated for advocating for digital freedom in the legal challenge against WhatsApp privacy. Policy in India. Moreover, Justice K.V. Viswanathan actively advocated for the rights of transgender persons and their right to marriage equality in the case of Supriya Chakraborty and Abe versus Union of India. In another significant case, Arushi Jain versus Union of India, He advocated for the fair treatment of doctors and medical professionals who faced high-risk exposure while treating COVID-19 patients. These instances underscore Honorable Mr. Justice K.V. Viswanathan's commitment to championing important social causes. I must also highlight Honorable Mr. Justice K.V. Viswanathan's fierce loyalty to the institution. As an amicus curiae in INDRI filling up of vacancies, he has rendered unparalleled service to the institution via the judicial appointment process. Justice K.V. Viswanathan served as an amicus curiae in the case of Dr. J.R. Thakur vs. Union of India, where he argued that the repeated extension of tenure for the directors of the Central Bureau of Investigations and Enforcement Directorate undermined the autonomy and independence of these investigative bodies. Thus, he is a person who cherishes the principles of institutional integrity and accountability. At this juncture, I must place on record my sincere appreciation of Justice K.V. Viswanathan for standing up by the institution when it came under attack from certain political forces. We all know at that time his name was under the zone of consideration. Most people in that situation would have been apprehensive of speaking against certain dispensation considering their private ambitions. But Justice K.V. Viswanathan boldly came out and defended not only the judiciary but also the citizens' fundamental rights of free speech in a written article. This shows his immense courage of conviction, and we can be certain that as a judge of Supreme Court, he will discharge his duties fearlessly and impartially. I thank the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, for recommending Honorable Justice K.V. Viswanathan. Given the traditional adherence to the seniority rule, our hope and prayer is that Justice D.Y. Chandrachud has chosen not just a judge of Supreme Court but a future Chief Justice of India. We take a great pride in his appointment as Tamilians and as the members of the Madras Bar. I also congratulate His Lordship's family on this joyous occasion. I pray for His Lordship's good health and serenity during his tenure as a judge of the Supreme Court of India and thereafter. Thank you.